So this is it, folks. Probably the nearest I'm going to get to the authentic seaside experience, shall we say, in the course of this current year. What a joy to be back at Aberystwyth, even although I've got an hour in my parking place, and that's going to be the limit of it this time. So Aberystwyth is a place that's had a lot of formative experiences in the course of my life, and it's a pleasure to be Constitutional Hill behind, and the usual experience of the promenade and the lapping of the waves behind. All great stuff. And however brief the opportunities seem to be to just rest and relax, get a bit of R&R as they say, it's still an important thing to build into the course of a life. I've been here at a conference and I'm headed home. I've got things to do at home, but it's just good to be able to stop, pay a little bit over the odds for an ice cream, of course, because it's the seaside, and then just stop and pause and reflect. Going home from this conference is time, so take a moment to stop and rest and renew strength. How do you best do that? Funny enough, the bandstand up there above the beach is a place I first ever preached in the open air. Times of rest and times of work seem to have gone together pretty much, and this whole issue of rest is one that exercises me quite a bit these days, as 38 years into Christian ministry now. It's a long time, isn't it? 38 years, but I do find myself thinking more about rest and whether I wish I'd got some more of it, or even sometimes what it is. It's not idleness, is it? Very interesting episode in the life of Moses, who'd been in Christian leadership for a little while by then, and God had asked Moses to lead these people into the promised land, you see. And Moses saw the scale of the task, and it troubled him, seemed to have troubled him a little bit. And Moses said to God, "You're asking me to lead these people, but who's going to go with me? You said you're coming with me, I guess, but that's about it. I haven't got a clue what to do. I haven't an idea how I'm going to manage this task. Who's going to come with me?" Specifically, he then put it like this: "If you're pleased with me, teach me your ways, so I may know you and continue to find favour with you." Well, I guess Moses didn't want to displease God with what he was going to do, and it seems fair enough, but the Lord replied like this. The Lord replied, "My presence will go with you, and I will give you rest." Well, Moses said, "Well, yeah, obviously, I am not going anywhere without you. I'm not going unless you go with me." And God said to Moses, "I will do the very thing that you have asked." Well, that sounds like an interesting interaction, but what's going on? It seems to me there are two things going on here to take proper notice of. Firstly, God promises his presence to the person, to Moses in this case, but to those who want to walk in his ways. He promises his presence to the one who wants to walk in his ways. And secondly, what he promises the outcome of his presence with you will be is this: as you said about doing what he commissions you to do, following him in his way, as Moses has been asking him to show him his way, what he promises as the outcome from his presence is rest. Not the absence of activity, but rest. And that rest comes about alongside his service. Although, possibly, of course, in the breaks that his service includes. So from a sunny Aberystwyth on a mid-September day, that's my word for the week. It's the word of God to Moses, and God's promise to Moses as Moses wanted to know how to serve God and walk in his ways. The Lord replied, "My presence will go with you, and I will give you rest." Well, may we have his presence with us this week as we turn again from our own ways to his ways. Practice the presence of God as he covers for, forgives our sin. And may we know the glory of his presence giving us rest. Have a great week.